Well, we are just a short period away from our trip to Switzerland.
Switzerland.
And
Yes.
then Amma will be taking us to our other locations that we're looking forward to. But we want to discuss Switzerland first because we'll be landing in Zurich, then going to Lucerne. And there's so much to do. There's so much for us to do together as well as separately. So what are some of those things?
Yeah, I love to set the expectation of kind of what to expect on the tours that Alma does and when you're in each city, because I get a lot of questions about, well, what should we do? What should we plan? And both Zurich and Lucerne don't require a lot of planning. They have so much to offer that's free. They have free museums. They have beautiful old towns that you just get lost in a good way. So when we get to Zurich with Alma, of course, we have transfers to the hotel. And the first day that we get there is going to be a great time just for some downtime. So I would encourage you, don't plan. We're not going to plan anything on the day that we arrive in Zurich. That first evening, we're going to have a welcome reception with Alma for the whole entire group of people that are traveling with Alma. And we're going to have an evening together, get to go to bed early, get some rest from all that flying time. So Monday morning is when Alma will take us in the morning. Usually the morning tours are around 9 to 9:30, so it's not horribly early. We'll have breakfast at the hotel. We'll take a tour with Alma, and they're going to do what they call a little big city tour. So it's what we call a panoramic tour. It gives you an overview of what are some of the highlights of the city, of things that are of interest, and you can actually see them with somebody that's guiding you. It'll be a combination of motor coach and walking tours, but super easy, very, very relaxed and laid back. What I love about this is once that's finished around lunchtime, we'll have the rest of the afternoon and evening free. And at this point, you will have seen some things that you might want to go back and actually experience on your own for the rest of the afternoon. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Another neat thing to do in Zurich, for those chocolate lovers out there like myself, there is a Lindt chocolate factory. You know, we all know the commercials of the Lindt chocolate, you know, it's amazing. So there is the chocolate factory. It's been there since like 1889 or something crazy. It's really old. So you can do that. You can go to the store and kind of see the chocolate fountain and things like that. If you want to do a tour of that, you would need to purchase those tickets ahead of time. Okay. There's a lot of things we can do in Zurich like that. Super easy. So when we leave Zurich on Tuesday, Alma will take us via motor coach. It's about a 2-hour coach ride. It's very scenic, very pretty, to Lucerne, which is getting us closer into the Alps. Zurich sits just on the edge of the Alps, and then Lucerne gets us into the Alps a little bit more. Lucerne is a very neat city. It sits on a lake, and when we arrive with Alma into the city of Lucerne, they are providing us a cruise on Lake Lucerne. This is a beautiful cruise. There's a lot of mountains that surround Lake Lucerne, and so we're going to have an hour cruise on that. Once we're done with that, we'll have lunch break, and then we'll have free time after a little short city tour there as well. So the rest of the evening and late afternoon and evening will be ours to explore. And Lucerne has an amazing old town. We loved it. Our hotel's in a great location to walk and explore all this. So plan on just staying out late and enjoying Lucerne that evening. So then the next day, which is Wednesday, is our second full day there in Lucerne. Alma does have an optional mountain excursion that they will provide on site. You can't pre-register for that. I spoke with Alma this week for the recent 2023. This is this year's video, and it's around 185 euro per person. So that's going to be about a $200 price tag per person. That'll be a pretty specific mountain excursion with gondola ride, things like that. So that would be with Alma's tour participation. Okay. Or if you would like to join Grant and I, we are actually going to do a private on our own day trip up into some Alpine villages. One of the beautiful things about Switzerland is it is one of the most amazingly clean, friendly. The transportation is spot on in timing. There is something to be said for the Swiss timepieces, and that actually goes into their transportation system. It's incredible. So we're going to take a day. We're going to leave Lucerne at our leisure, probably around 8 in the morning. The train station is a short walk from our hotel. And the trains, if you've never ridden a train in Europe, this is one of the things you want to do. It's so different than what we do in the US, and it's really fun. So we're going to jump on a train, and we're going to have about a 2-hour train ride from Lucerne up even further into the Swiss Alps. So along the way, we're going to see Alpine villages sprinkled with lakes. We're going to go through tunnels. We're going to see incredible scenery and peaks of those mountains all along the way. It's just a beautiful, peaceful train ride. The ride itself is such a pleasure, such a pleasure. And then we're going to get to experience several hours in an Alpine village. These are very small communities. There's going to be great hiking. There's going to be wonderful local dining. There's going to be waterfalls, opportunities to do more train rides up into this area. We are utilizing a Swiss Rail one-day flexible pass. This is what Grant and I have already purchased. So if this is something that you're interested in spending the day with us, in this video, it's going to be the Wednesday, October 25th. Specifically, if you're watching a later version for a different year, then that date will match the second day that you're in Lucerne. We hope you'll join us. And if you're interested, reach out to me either with the email or on our private Facebook page, which this is going to be posted to, easy for me to say, and or give me a call and I'll help you get that rail ticket set up. 2 important notes on the rail ticket. They are subject to availability. So those Savor Day passes can sell out. So the sooner you do that, the better you are. The better you are. Yeah, I said that really weird, but it's always better to go early because price can increase. They're very affordable. They're not an expensive ticket. But contact me for current pricing on that. And number 2, they are non-refundable, they are non-refundable. So if you purchase those and change your mind or decide when you're there in Switzerland that you don't want to do it, you're just going to eat that money, but it's not very much. And for us, it's worth knowing that we have that flexibility. There is no time constraints. We get to do when we want it, and all forms of Swiss transportation. And we definitely have to purchase this prior to departure. So if you're on the plane with us, or if you're landing in Zurich, and you're like, oh, yeah, I forgot to do that. Too bad, you can't do it. You have to purchase this ticket before we leave. So again, make sure that you connect with me before we leave so we can get that done for you. And we hope you'll join us.